This model kit review is of the Chinese FC-1, the Fierce Dragon. It's also known as the Pakistani JF-17, and it's a 1/48 scale model by Trumpeter. And here are the dimensions. This version that we're seeing here is the Pakistani version. There's the artist's impression. Here's another version. Looks like we have some photo etched parts. Let's have a look inside the model. So we have a number of sprues. Looks like some of the pieces have been taken off already. This is typical Trumpeter quality, very well molded, lots of detail. Here is our landing gear, nose gear, some additional hydraulics, pretty part of our ejection seat here, and exhaust, part of our engine pieces here, extra body pieces, lots of extra details here. Now here are the exhaust parts, nicely molded. Instrument panel probably here. We'll have to look and see if there's a decal for that. Here's our wheel well, some good detail there, and other parts of the wheel well. And here's our stabilizer. You can see the recessed rivet and panel lines. These are probably our flaps. We'll have to look to see if they're also ailerons. Here's our clear plastic glass. And here's the fuselage. Lots and lots of good surface detail, all recessed. And we've got flaps and ailerons to be added. Here's the lower side with the wheel wells. Again, a significant amount of detail there, all very well molded. Wheel well covers, air intakes. Here we have our weapons, missiles, the pylons, all with lots of really good details there. And looks like we have two of those same ones. Here's our air intake. That's already been glued together. Here we have some pieces for the nose. And here's the inside of the cockpit. Outside's got a tremendous amount of detail. That'll go together like that. Here's our nose wheel well as well. And it should go together like that. Okay, here's our cockpit. Again, tremendous amount of detail. Here are our fuel tanks, pylons, nicely molded, and looks like ailerons, and probably our leading edges as well. We have our nose. Nose has some mold lines on it. It's interesting, unusual for Trumpeter. These ones are supposed to be here. And we have a wheel, and this one's made to be sitting on the ground, so that way you can see it. If I can find it, you can see it sitting on the ground like that. It's a bit squashed. And there are a few extra pieces here. And tail, another wheel, and here are our photo etched pieces. Here's our ejection seat, and instrument panel there. Let's Let's have a look here. Here's the painting and marking guide, and as you can see, there's a tremendous amount of detail, and the two different options. So this is the Pakistani version, and this is the Chinese version. Here are our decals, and tremendous amount of detail here on these decals. Look at all these different pieces to put on. Let's have a look at our instructions here. So here's the parts listing. And we have the ejection seat with all the photo etched parts, then wheel well, the nose wheel well with landing gear, instrument panel, and those are all put inside the nose, which is then assembled with the air intakes. And put together the wheel wells on each side. Those are glued inside the fuselage, and the fuselage is then assembled. Put together the exhausts, and that's then glued in along with the tail, leading edge elevator, stabilizers, and flaps and ailerons. Our main gear is then assembled. Lots of extra little pieces going on here, including wheel covers. Then our canopy is glued on. Either open or closed. And then we look at the pylons and fuel tanks, and then all the different weapons. And so here are the different options depending on what you'd like to have. So all in all, typical Trumpeter quality, very well molded, good amount of detail, lots of decals, great model.